Hey, welcome, it's Dave. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to replace those really, well, I consider eyesore, gray, ugly rails. They're on the right side of your pinball table. I've already, because I've been doing prototyping, I've already replaced mine. Let's just pop these out right here, because these are the gray rails. There's one, there's two, and I also did the separating one right there. I've already gone and just replaced them with black. So that's what the black replacement. Just three. I'm not doing all the way around the back. I'm just stopping it because you really don't see the gray back there. But I do see the gray on the right. So I've gone ahead and replaced them with black. But in this video, I'm going to go ahead and replace them with some new ones I did, which I think is going to be really awesome, which are these checkerboard ones I've done. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll start first by, let me go throw this onto a tripod, which I will do right now. There we go, it's on a tripod. And let me go ahead and lift up the table itself and get it into service mode. Go back, lift up, slide forward. So, alright. Right about there. Okay, so that should give you enough room to get over here and basically unscrew basically those screws right there. That's basically what you need to do is grab the Allen wrench and unscrew it. I have my Allen wrench, so I'm going to start back here. Go ahead and unscrew it. So this is how you install any replacement ones. Now I'm doing these three because they're easy to access and you don't have to take the whole game apart. Be careful when you take these screws off. There are two little washers underneath each screw head. You definitely want to get those. So let me do that. You can actually see the screw backing out through the plexiglass on the bottom there. If you have a rabbit here, just be careful not to damage him. That would be good. Not to do that. Okay. So there's that screw with the washers on it. There's the second one. Got it. Alright, and then the third one, I just grabbed something real quick to help get underneath there to pull the screw up. There's one of the washers, and there's the second one. So just be careful getting that last one out. So I will do that. And then what you can do is you can lift this up in the front over here, and then basically pull it, move it over to the right in front of it, and then you can slide that one out like that. So that's where that piece goes. So I'm going to take that one off. So that's the first one, and then I'm going to take the second one off. So I'm going to get the Allen wrench on this side, and we will go ahead and take this one off right here as well. Sorry, I'm just moving the camera around, better angle. So I'll take this one off. And each one of these is slotted. This has a male end. So on the bottom of the ones that I send you, it'll be 1, 2, and then there's a piece over here which we'll do next, which I consider 3. So we will do that. Alright, that should be all of them. So I'll take this piece out, just like straight up. Out it comes. Okay, take the screws out. Remember, there's washers there. You don't want to lose the washers. Alright, and we're all set. So now we're going to go back and start the installation of all 3 of these. Let me get the first piece. There are 2 pieces. There are 2 pieces you're going to get. There's one that has like a lip on it. This is, and it's going to say piece 2 underneath, but for some reason you don't remember, piece 2 has that little notch in it because the play field, it comes off the plexi here. There's actually a step down. So this is part 1, and there's 2 parts. There's a flat side, and then there's a side with like a notch on it going inside. Right here is flat, so that's the side you're going to put down there. So you're going to put this side in first. You're going to slide it underneath. Slide it over like this, and then you can put the screws in. So I'm going to go ahead and line them up. And let's do the first one. Let's line this up. That one's in. Let's line up the last one. There we go. That one's also in. And then going to line up the middle one, which I want to make sure I have all the screws for. Yep. And that lines up no problem. And now I'm going to use the Allen wrench and tighten these guys down real quick without getting in a view of the camera. So do some quick turns here. Get these all lined up and down. Damn it! I just popped off that damn rabbit. I had a feeling I was going to do that. Be careful, if you have the rabbit there, that's very easy to hit. You're going to have to glue his foot back down. Okay. Alrighty. Now, if you bought black ones from me, it's the same process, right? It's all the same. Tighten it a little bit more, tighten it a little bit more, and we are done here. Done. Now we're going to do the second one. So that one's in. And then we're going to do the second one right here. Alrighty. I have the correct one now. Let me go and put it there. And put it there. There we go. That's much better. Alright. Goes right down into the hole. Goes right down into the hole. And should go right down into the hole. And it does. And I'm going to screw this in. Tighten it up. Screw this one in. Tighten it up. Sorry about that. There we go. To the middle. Okay, so now, once this is tight, we're good to go. Yeah. It doesn't have to be super tight, so don't over tighten it. It's nice and solid. Take it off the tripod here. And as you can see, straight on down. It's all hooked together and it goes against that gray piece back there. See, it's all notched together. And right here where the two screws are, you see the notch there. This piece had the white notch coming out, the male, and this had the female indentation for it to go into. So this is on nice and solid. I'm now going to replace this piece, which was also gray originally. Let me take my mushroom off. So there's these two screws to loosen that up, and then you also need to loosen up this screw, and then underneath I have a cookie spinner, so I'll take my cookie spinner apart like that, and you loosen up that screw. This whole thing lifts up so you can get this piece out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll throw it back on the tripod here so you can actually see how this whole thing comes off here. So, alright, so I'm going to loosen up this, get the screws out. Okay, so that's one. This will be two. And like I said, you'd think you'd be able to get it out, but it's locked because it's under there and it's under here. So the only way to get that out is just go ahead and loosen or unscrew this. Unscrew this one over here, so which you're not looking at here. So over here, you want to loosen that one up all the way so it's loose. Then you want to loosen this one up over here, the other side. And once you loosen those two up, what's going to end up happening, sorry, I'm trying to get a good view here. What I'm going to end up doing is lifting this up is what I'm going to end up doing. So, alright, so this is completely off now. I'm not going to take the screws out, I'm going to just leave it there, but you can literally lift this up like I just did. And then once you lift that up, like that, high enough like that, this will slide out. Okay, so I have that piece out. I'm going to replace it with the appropriate piece that I made. Bring that one in play now. Okay. Gotta lift this up again because that's really the only way. You gotta get this under there first and then slide it back under there. Yep. And then this will come into play here. Like so. There it goes, just like that. There we go. And then I will put those screws back in. Just make sure these all line up, no problem. It does. That one's in there. I can finger tighten it. This one's in there. I can finger tighten it. And I'm going to go back and re-tighten up this area here. Okay. Alrighty. That's better. That's all better. That's all better. Just do that. And then this one. Okie dokie. Alright, alright, alright. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Alright. And now I have that in place. So now when you actually look at where it launches, that's what it looks like, my table. So when it launches down, it's going to go down that checkerboard, which matches the checkerboard over here. So let me put the table back together and I'll show you some video gameplay. Okay. So this is after I put the new rails on. So I really like them. I think I'm going to, you know, keep them for a bit. But I like the fact that it matches the checkerboard pattern here. And it matches over here. So basically you're going to shoot straight up that rail. So add some more character to it versus the boring old gray ones that were there. Like I said, it was my last pet peeve doing those. I also replaced the one by the in lane right here, so it's consistent going all the way up. It goes right up there. Real easy to replace. You don't have to tear your machine apart. You're taking apart 1, 2, 3 screws per piece. So 6 screws all together, and then another 4 over here. This whole piece comes up with those 2 screws and then those 2 screws. So really easy and adds a lot. So that's it.